What's up, real MVPs? Ricky Widmer here, and welcome into another edition of MVP Sports Live. Right here, you may be watching us on Twitch. You may be watching us on YouTube, however you are. Thank you for watching us today. I am joined as, not I always am, but sometimes I am, my beautiful co-host, Jake Neverman.
Hello.
Jake, how you doing today? How's your Monday, big guy?
It's been all right. It's been a Monday.
Yep. We get the Wanda meme in here. Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Definitely is. but I won't mind control an entire town to make up for my bad Monday, you know?
Yeah, that is the one debate that you and I had over the weekend. Apparently, we saw the ending of WandaVision in two totally different glasses, different lenses. But Jake, it should be a good Monday. Should be a good way to start your evening because we're talking baseball. For the first time on MVP Sports Live, we are talking baseball. I shouldn't say that. We've talked baseball.
Regular season baseball.
Yeah, regular season baseball. Because I was like part of me is like, we've never had a devoted day to baseball. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It's always been like, I tag you on at the end because Dave doesn't want to talk baseball because baseball is boring. And yes, Dave, that is me mocking
Who even plays baseball?
Yeah, who even plays baseball? But today is just going to be, usually we'd have topics, but I figured since we just got done with opening weekend, what better way to basically say cheers to baseball being back, than to just overreact to everything that we saw. So that's what Jake and I are going to do. Before we get into it, though, let's do the housekeeping, lickety split. First off, Discord. If you're not in it, you're missing out on the greatest community in the universe. Join it today. Link either down below in the description, or if you're on Twitch, !Discord gets you into that chat. Lickety split 1, 2, 3, and it's free, so you don't have to pay for it. If you do want to support us monetarily, you can do so by checking out patreon.com/MVP vids. You can also throw us a sub on Twitch if you would like. Thank you to our Patreon producer, by the way, Pat Hill. We're always on Twitch, twitch.tv/MVP vids. We are on YouTube at MVP Sports. And the last thing for the housekeeping, this is subject. The thing I forget to say is that the schedule for us is always subject to change. But right now, we're looking at the schedule for this week being baseball today with Jake and I, college basketball / NBA draft with the end of the college season coming tonight. That will be with either Jake and I or Dave and I, or maybe Jake, Dave, and I. Who knows? Wednesday, we got NBA. That'll be Dave and Soapy. MLB with Jake and I on Thursday. And then Friday, Dave and Soapy wrapping up the week talking about some NBA. So double baseball, double NBA this week. Let's dive into it, though, Jake. And the first thing, here's the first overreaction I want to talk about, because I don't know if you have any overreactions. I'm sure you probably do. But through the first weekend of baseball, there are 3 teams that I looked at and I said, all right, one got to win. At least one of these 3 got to win, and went 1-2 against their respective team. Yes, one of them played a better, well, I wouldn't say a better team, but they played a team that I think will be the second team in their division. That team is the Yankees. They're kind of on the outside of this. The other 2 are more on the inside. Both the Oakland A's went 0-3. Yes, they played Houston. And the Braves went 0-3. The Braves couldn't get one win against the Phillies. This is something, should we be overreacting that more so the A's and the Braves and kind of the Yankees had poor weekends? Or, especially in the Braves point, is it damn, the Phillies may be good this year?
Yeah, I think you have to start by looking at the Phillies bullpen, and they pitched 7 1/3 scoreless inning, which was longer than any streak they had last year in their bullpen. And they pitched 3 straight consecutive scoreless games from the bullpen, longer than they had at all of last year. It's been wild. I mean, the Braves, I was very high on the Braves coming in. I still am, but their bullpen is going to be a bigger issue than I thought it was going to be. Their bullpen looked horrendous. I mean, they were bringing guy after guy that was just getting shelled. And I guess when you get guys like Darren O'Day walk in the offseason when they get signed to such cheap contracts, that it doesn't make any sense when you look at it now. I mean, at the time it wasn't a big deal, but now when you look at it now, their bullpen's so thin. But the Phillies have to get credit. I mean, the Phillies hit the ball. The Phillies bullpen was amazing. Zach Lear was throwing absolute heat. Aaron Nola is one of the best pitchers in the league. We already knew that. But I mean, the Phillies, maybe they're going to be. I need to see a little bit more. I need to see consistency out of this bullpen,
Mhm.
especially the back end of the bullpen once injuries start, to see how well they're going to keep playing. But the Phillies are, I mean, we already called it before the season. We said the NL East was going to be the most competitive division in baseball, that 1 through 4 spot. The Marlins probably going to fall down to 5th, but even them, they've looked all right through the opening weekend. Like, I mean, they're 1-2, but they actually had competitive games with the Rays. It's
Yeah.
just if their lineup can produce runs. So, I mean, the NL East is going to be interesting, and I think the Braves will be all right, but their bullpen definitely is a worry, even with how good their lineup is.
Yeah, I mean, there's also first thing I'll say about the Braves too is first off, they didn't have the best opening series, and they are already going to be thrown into a unique situation in series number 2 of the year.
Yep.
Because Washington with COVID issues, right? They didn't play an entire series against the Mets.
Yeah.
Mets don't have one, which I'll be honest, today's game or tonight's game between the Phillies and the Mets, I am super intrigued about, because you've got the Phillies 3 games deep. Those batters have been going for a weekend. Jacob deGrom, you get him in the 4th game when really it should have been like, well, we're not going to get Jacob deGrom. Well, you get Jacob deGrom.
Now we get Jacob deGrom.
Going up against your 4th starter. Like, you've got that game will be interesting tonight. But like the Braves, yeah, you had a bad series against the Phillies. Now you don't play today. You get an off day when you shouldn't have gotten one. But guess what? They're playing a doubleheader tomorrow against the Nationals. Nationals, first time we're going to see them. They play a doubleheader. The Braves, they also play a doubleheader after a weekend where they lost 3 straight. So it's like, for me, I don't even know what to think about this series against the Braves and the Nationals, because one team's playing bad, one team hasn't played at all, and boom, your first day is a doubleheader.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, Aaron just hit a home run, so I had to scream a little bit. But no, it's so funny because the Braves had such a bad first series, and they're like, "Hey, welcome to Washington. Now you get to face Max Scherzer, Steven Strasburg, and Patrick Corbin. How you doing? Have some fun."
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I think the 7-inning doubleheader is almost play into the Braves' hand a little bit. I mean, not with how good the Nationals pitching is, obviously, but
that was a rule they changed last year, right?
And I am 100% for it. I know that people
the
argue
minor
about
leagues do it. I'm not talking about baseball. I'm talking about like the Frontier League does that.
I think the new rules they implemented, the runner on second starting in the 10th inning, is stupid. I think that's the dumbest rule in sports. But the 7-inning doubleheaders is good. I think. Yeah, and like he said, Lindor struck out in his first AB. Might as well trade him to the Yankees. He's a bum.
Trade him. He's a bum.
Might as well trade him to the Yankees. You know, honestly,
get him out of here.
Yeah, but I think the Braves, they'll be all right. But and I think last year the Braves also got swept in their opening series, and they went back and won the division. So it's definitely an overreaction on them. I think their lineup is too good for them to be bad for a long time. It's just going to be that bullpen is going to be a question mark all year, and it's going to hamper them in the playoffs, which is why I had them losing eventually in the playoffs, because I think that's going to be a big deal. But I think that division is so interesting, though, because you could say the Nationals, Braves, Mets, or who's the team I'm missing? The Nationals. No, did I say the Nationals?
Nationals.
Phillies. No, I was missing the Phillies. Yeah. Any of those 4 teams outside of the Marlins could win the division this year. I think the Braves are going to win it, and I'm still going to stand by my take. But that division is definitely the most competitive in the league.
Also, I will say, can I take my victory lap on the Angels? Am I allowed to after opening weekend?
I wouldn't take that after opening weekend.
I mean, yes, they played the White Sox, and like the White Sox beat them badly. The White Sox bullpen gave up the game when Lucas Giolito pitched. And then the White Sox kicked the crap out of them in game 2. But hey, the Angels came back and won the one games 3 and 4. I want to say it was 3 and 4 that it went loss or win, loss, win. But that's another team that, yet again, they're opening up 3 and 1 now. They actually get a good series then coming into today, where I cannot wait to see if yet again, the whole thing, we're talking about bad teams to start. I'll mention something about a good team. The thing that's great about opening weekend is the fact of which teams that start out on fire can keep it going. Like today, or already today, we saw 2 teams do what they did on opening weekend, where the Twins came in today. I think they didn't play the Indians. They played the Brewers on opening weekend. I think they had the Tigres today. And that was one to where it's like, all right, the Tigers played pretty well against the Indians, and then they just got smacked by the Twins today.
Wow.
And another team, and a surprise through 4 games, I will say, is the Royals. Now, I know the Royals are technically playing 2 bad teams. Texas, you and I did not have high hopes for. They are last in our predictions. And then the Indians, I had a little bit more high hopes than you, but yet again, they're a team that's going to be fighting with the Royals for probably 3rd place in that division, unless the Tigers actually keep it going all year. Like, that's the thing of these teams that had hot starts in opening weekend, who can keep them going? And that's why I look at the Angels game today, because they're playing a team that completely swept the Oakland A's in the Houston Astros.
Yeah, I had the only prediction I'll change from what I had at the start of the year from now is I had the A's winning the division over the Astros. Yeah, that's not going to happen. The Astros are hitting the hell out of the baseball. I'd also like to mention, I'll take a mini victory lap on the Royals. I said in our preview podcast that they're going to cleanly be in 3rd place and that they were going to be a way better than I can't even think of who it is right now. Whatever, doesn't matter. Royals. Now the Astros are the great case. The Astros, I mean, Yuli is hitting the hell out of the ball. Bregman, and then Chase McCormick, I don't know who he was before the season, honestly. And he's come in and just hit the cover off the baseball to start the year. Yeah. They've been sublime. I think a lot of people, I had him as my AL home run champ before the season.
Yeah.
Jordan. I mean, he got hurt last year, 60-game season, short season. He was struggling. People gave up on him. I knew he's going to have a bounce back here, and they haven't even played at home yet. So the Astros are I think they're a superb team. They get Verlander back halfway through the year, most likely recovering from Tommy John. I mean, their pitching is always going to be the question mark, but if Greinke and McCullers can stay as solid as they look this weekend, you add Verlander back, even if he's 3/4 of what Verlander was before. I mean, this team's scary. It's going to be we said that there needs to be a team that emerges in the AL to fight the Yankees, and I think the Astros are going to be that team.
Yeah, right now I'm looking at an article of like just bad overreactions. Another one, yet again, you can go here of the Dodgers. Like I expected the Dodgers to have an opening weekend like the Astros had. World Series favorites. They make all those moves in the offseason. There's no way a team that lost Nolan Arenado wins against this Dodger team. I don't care if it's Coors Field, because they're not juicing the balls. They're doing what's the opposite of juicing the balls? What's that term?
De-juicing.
De-juicing them balls. They're taking the needle in and they're pulling that juice out. They're saying we need it. It's the next COVID vaccine. They're doing the opposite of juicing the balls. I don't care if it is Coors Field. What?
Dodgers are 3-1.
Yeah, but the Rockies gave them they gave them an actual drive in some of those games.
Yeah, of course, it's baseball.
Yes, I get that, but I expected, like I was saying, the Dodgers to have a series like the Astros have, where if you watched any of those Astros A's game, the A's were not in any of them. They were not in them at all. Where the Rockies, I was like, even like the game against Trevor Bauer, where Trevor Bauer played well, I was like, for some reason, this game should be highly out of hand to where it should be, wow, I have no worry that the Rockies can come back and win this game.
You know what?
And that wasn't the case.
The Dodgers were giving them runs, though. I mean, running past your guy who hits a home run. I mean, come on. With Coors, anything is possible. That's what it goes. Even with not juicing the balls, Coors, the ball still absolutely flies in that stadium.
Yeah.
No, but do you want me to get
go? Do you have an overreaction? Because I'm just fucking listing them off.
I mean, we have to talk about the Orioles, right? I mean, we got to talk about the Orioles.
They gonna shock the world.
No, they're the great. This is what I tell everybody every year. People were like, I saw somebody say yesterday, they were 25-35 last season. That's not even that bad. I'm like, they were 10 games under 500 in a 60-game season. That is bad. Like, what? The Orioles consistently are the best team in April. Every year.
I'm going to start using that in basketball. Hey, man, we were only 25 wins. That's not that bad.
Yeah, the Bulls are only, 20-27 right now? That's not that bad. Come on.
Hashtag not that bad.
Hashtag playing. The Orioles do this every year. People get sold by it every year. Yeah. They play really well in April. Then they get flushed down the toilet back to garbage into 5th place. Even though now we can talk about the flip side of the Orioles series. We can talk about the Red Sox. Holy crap. I mean, if you're a Red Sox fan,
I didn't think they were going to be this bad.
Cover your ears, Red Sox fans.
Yikes.
Because they looked absolutely, besides JD Martinez and Christian Vasquez, they looked
Mhm.
all right. Everybody else in that lineup, you want to the highest OPS in that lineup and that series outside of those two is
Mhm.
667. You know what the next one is? 331.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
not
how
good.
bad that is? I
Not
mean,
good.
it's there's so many things to say. They're big pride and joy. Bobby Dahlbeck, he got .091 OPS against Orioles pitching. I like Bobby Dahlbeck. I took him in basically every fantasy league I have. But
Mhm.
I mean, this team I thought was going to be bad. I thought they were going to be pretty bad. I
Mhm.
had them in fourth place, but they looked hopeless. Like their at bats, their pitching, everything just looked hopeless.
Do you agree with JD? Is their pitching the worst pitching in baseball right now?
That's tough. I mean, when you throw out Nathan Eovaldi as your ace in the number one game, I like
Mhm.
Nathan Eovaldi, but
Yeah.
it's pretty bad. I mean, that and the Braves bullpen might go
Mhm.
hand in hand. 1 and 2 is the worst pitching I've seen so far this year. It's hard to tell. I think there's definitely a case to be made for them being the worst pitching in the league.
Mhm.
I just they get Sale back. Eduardo Rodriguez hopefully comes back to that gives them two actually 1-2 starters. So as of now, I'd probably agree that it's probably the worst pitching in the league, but
Mhm.
it will steadily improve hopefully as the year goes on. Hopefully those guys get healthy. The bats will somewhat come alive. I mean, Devers is not going to hit that bad for the entire season. I
Yeah.
don't expect Dahlbeck to or Bogarts to, but I mean, this team just looked hopeless.
Mhm.
And against the Orioles.
I saw online. I don't remember if it was the Orioles themselves or like a fan account of the Orioles, like one of the blog sites. But they took the ESPN. You know how ESPN does like the rankings, standing predictions.
Yep.
Well, they took a screenshot of the Orioles
Oh,
one and then a screenshot of the Red Sox one, and they're just like, ESPN, explain yourself.
oh my gosh. This is what's so funny about opening weekend.
All because they had the Red Sox just above
It's just
the Orioles.
it's just so funny. I love this is why because we'll look back at this podcast
Yeah.
probably at the end of the season and laugh
Yeah.
because everything I love these takes. I have like a whole group chat. There's like 15 of my buddies and I, and one's a Reds fan,
Mhm.
one's a Phillies fan. I got the Phillies fan saying, "How about them fourth place Phillies?" Right? I'm like, oh my god, two of your teams in your division haven't even played baseball yet.
You were in Discord with me on, what was it, Friday? Was
Yeah.
opening day on Friday, right?
Thursday.
You were in there on Thursday with me where the Cubs lost to the Pirates, and I was like,
Yeah.
blow it up. Season's over.
Blow
We
it
lost to the Pirates. Blow it up.
I mean, you don't have to tell them to blow it up. They're already going
Yeah,
to.
trade Bryant, keep Rizzo, trade Baez, trade them all. They can't beat the Pirates. But hey, maybe the Reds are doing the same thing if they lose to the Reds. If they lose to the Pirates today.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the early season reactions are always the best.
Mm-hmm.
I think we also should touch on. I mean, for JD's sake, we need to touch on the Blue Jays because they won 2 out of 3 in Yankee Stadium.
They actually look good. They actually kind of. I'm
the
excited
only-
for
the
this
only-
young team.
The only guy
Mhm.
who I was like, everything else is kind of expected. Everybody had predicted most people. I know that Jays fans want to act
Mhm.
like we didn't, but everybody expected Vlad to have a way better year this year. Gurriel and Grichuk are Yankee killers, so
Mhm.
that's normal. But Julian Merriweather, I don't know where the fuck he
What
was
tree did he grow off of? Like, just plucked him off.
He's disgusting. And I was like, if they had Kirby Yates, there would be a case for them having one of, if not the best bullpens in baseball.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember it was I think it was Saturday. Merriweather came in like a 1-run ball game. Like, okay, the Yankees got a chance here. This motherfucker pounded 6 straight 99-mile-an-hour plus pitches past the Yankees hitters and struck out 2 guys. I was sitting there like, what in the hell?
JD says he was a part of the Donaldson trade.
What in the hell? That's they won that trade. Donaldson's hamstrings are made of fucking. I don't even know why he's hurt again.
Yeah.
Merriweather just looked great. Ryu is Ryu. I still think talking about the Blue Jays, what's going to hurt them is their starting pitching as usual. And of course, did the Orioles just hit a 2-run home run? No, they didn't. Thank God. Okay. But as always, what's going to be the case with them is Hyun-Jin Ryu is good. I still don't think he's an ace once you get playoff time, and then the starting pitching to back it up. But we have the trade deadline. The Blue Jays could add more starting pitching, which they're going to need to do. So the Jays are. I think you know what? What's your favorite quote, Ricky? They are who they thought. Who we
thought they were.
They're going to be a tough, young, scrappy team with good pitching at the top and good back-end bullpen. Will the bullpen depth stay throughout the year? That'll be the question with them.
I'm going to say an overreaction that I don't like. This is a soft overreaction. It's an overreaction only because it's been 3 games. But I do believe, out of everything I'm going to say on this podcast, I believe this one the most. Okay. I think at the end of the year, if the Padres go far, Eric Hosmer's the reason why.
Yeah.
Watching him these first, I know game 3, he only had 1 hit, struck out twice to probably a pitcher that he shouldn't have. The 3rd or 4th pitcher? Can't remember. They only played 3 or 4 games this weekend. Yeah, four games. So the 4th pitcher for the D-backs, but like the first 3 games, he was first 2 games because he didn't play the 3rd one. He was killing the ball. Home runs in each game. They won both those games. I mean, not many people for the Padres. Give respect to he almost has the same name as me, Winner. Just change that E-N to an M and we got the same name. Taylor Wid is what I'm gonna call him. T-Dub. He was pitching. He was throwing balls yesterday. Paddock didn't have it going. I mean, 2 runs in 4 innings isn't terrible, but like I guess it's not good enough to win. Plus, when the bullpen, did they give up any runs? 1 unearned run, but I mean, you look at that and it goes, you're not going to win the game if you're only scoring 1 run on your own. My only question with the Padres is they will come around, but when does Tatis? When does Manny Machado, who I think out of all the Padres, he had the worst opening day series. These guys will come around. I just want to see if Hosmer is going to be the one where it's like, wow, he had a breakout season this year for them. We expect Tatis to be the one that leads it. Manny Machado because of name recognition alone. But like if Hosmer can get it going and get caught on fire, I think he could be a chance where it's like he could be a catalyst for the Padres, maybe to make the World Series. But I'm not gonna say that for sure.
I mean, this is Eric Hosmer's a lap for us analytical nerds. His exit velocity was talked about for years, and now he finally has his launch ankle improving, which is like what we nerds pride ourselves on. He had a good year last year, obviously in a shortened season. We had to see if
nerds, Jake lumped
we
them in
nerds,
with the nerds.
we nerds love exit velocity and launch angle. Those are the 2 things we love, and he had one of the 2, and he solved the second one so far this year, and a little bit of last year too. He was great last year. 851 OPS in a shortened season was great for him. So. I mean, he's going to be huge for them. The pitching is obviously going to have to stay strong. Musgrove looked amazing for them. And, I mean, Snell, Darvish, and Paddock are what they are. I mean, Darvish and Paddock kind of struggled a little bit, but I think they'll be fine. This team has all the potential to go head-to-head with the Dodgers. I mean, I'm still picking the Dodgers as of now. It's not changing. But, I mean, and the fact that this team is so young, too. I mean, Tatis and Machado still young, and Cronenworth young, Carantini's been good. Pham and Myers are great out in the outfield. They just put together a really solid team that's going to compete for a very long time.
Was I wrong about the Reds? The only reason I asked that is I believe, are they still losing to the Pirates right now? They had a really good series against the Cardinals where I expected the Cardinals to take at least 2 of 3. And this was a team that won. The way they won yesterday, I was... Yet again, like this was a 3rd game where I'm like, I'm not going to pick a winner in this one. I'll pick the over on runs. I didn't expect all of it to come from one team alone. But was I wrong about the Reds? Is this team going to be the dark horse in the Central? Because if my boy Nick Castellanos is playing like he played and starting fights by looking over at Yadier Molina, but he still asked him to get his jersey signed. Don't forget, just because you get into a fight doesn't mean you can't respect him for being a good player.
Yadi's soft.
What? You call him soft?
Yadi's soft.
SAWFT?
SAWFT soft.
Are the Reds the dark horse, Jake?
Well, do you want me to pat myself on the back again?
Yes, go ahead.
I had the Reds in second place in my predictions. They're a good team. I still think the Cardinals are going to easily win this division. In the long run, but this Reds team is going to compete for a wild card spot. I mean, I said that in my predictions, and I genuinely still believe it. Is this team? It's good. And Luis Castillo struggled in his first start, and that's not going to continue. He's a great pitcher, one of the best in the entire of the NL. Yeah, I mean. Tyler Stevenson needs more run. He's their future catcher. He's been great. Jonathan India, one of the top prospects in baseball, comes up. He's been killing it over the opening weekend. Their shortstop is going to be the big question. Suarez is not a shortstop. He's terrible defensively at shortstop. That's going to be the big question with them. But, I mean, the lineup's there. Castellanos, Moustakas, Suarez, Stevenson, India. They have the bats. The pitching's going to have to stay up. Obviously, losing Bauer is huge. But They're going to have to make a move at the deadline, most likely for a pitcher. That'd be my assumption if they're still in the race by then.
Mm-hmm.
And then the shortstop is if their shortstop defense can improve, and we'll see who ends up playing there for the majority of the season. Obviously, Suarez is playing there now. I don't know if he'll actually last there, but the bullpen and the starting pitching back end is going to be the question with this team, as it is with a ton of these teams that we're talking about. A ton of these teams we're talking about, it's the back end of their pitching that's going to be the question mark. So, I mean, it's literally just going to come down to who's pitching stays level in the NL.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything you think we haven't mentioned that we should for opening weekend?
I mean, we didn't. Did we really talk? I mean, we didn't really talk about the Angels. Do we want to talk about the Angels a little bit?
See, that's the thing, though. Like with the Angels,
we didn't wait. We didn't even touch on Shohei. Okay.
No, we didn't. We didn't at all.
A man is pumping 101 and then hitting 114 mile an hour exit velocity home run out to right. Mm-hmm. This is Babe Ruth type shit. All right, he deserves.
Got a little scared with the collision he had at home.
Yeah, well, Matt, he shouldn't have even been in the game anyways. He hasn't pitched in over a year. Madden, I mean, just throwing him out to the wolves there.
You're saying Joe Madden doesn't know how to manage his pitching staff?
No, I know.
Shocker.
I mean, yeah, and Jared Walsh, I don't know where, when, what. I think somebody said that he was like a 27th round pick or something like that. Something wild. He was amazing on opening weekend. So was Max Stassi or Stacy. However, I forgot.
Stassi.
Yeah, Stassi. And then Mike Trout's Mike Trout. So, I mean, Rendon will pick up his hitting.
He hit well game one. He was hitting the ball very well off of Giolito. And see, that's the thing for me where. That's why I can't wait to see this series against the Astros when it comes to the Angels, because is this going to be a situation of when they're all healthy, them being like the Otanis and stuff, that they're going to be a dangerous team or a dark horse team? Yeah. Or was it because they played the White Sox? And I'm not trying to slam the White Sox, but the one thing we saw after hearing White Sox Nation, I heard it because I live in Chicago. You heard it because of the White Sox fans we have in the Discord, Jake. Maybe we need to pump the brakes on World Series for the White Sox. Yeah. Because the one thing I saw was, yet again, there were some Yoan Moncada a little bit slow out of the gates opening up. Tim Anderson started good, but then the last two games, I don't think he got a hit in either one.
Ricky?
What?
Are you going to mention MVP dark horse, Yerman Mercedes? Are we going to talk?
Oh, yeah, dude. No, I would say comeback player of the year is more in his realm.
I think MVP, honestly, to hit 8 for 8 every game.
He's going to go 5 for 5 every game. What are you talking about?
If he hits 1,000, he might be able to win MVP, honestly.
Dude, he might win the MVP.
He can't now. He got out yesterday.
He might win. So might win the MVP. He may win the what is it? The Silver Slugger Award, the Hank Aaron Award. He might win them all.
Might as well just take Cy Young at that point,
dude,
too, right?
Yeah, fucking Cy Young. Who in the NL deserves it more than him, to be honest?
Never. The NL, the AL.
AL, yeah. I looked at Twitch chat and JD brought up Arrieta, so my mind was on the NL.
Yeah. Can we also say how wild it would be? Never going to happen, but if Shohei would win MVP and Cy Young in the same season,
I almost said it when you brought his name up, but I was like, I don't want to sound stupid.
He's not going to, but I mean, the White Sox are not who they thought we were. No, they are.
The bullpen.
They are.
The bullpen, to me, it's like, okay, this bullpen needs to either get more confidence, get good kid, or when we get to July and something, they're going to need to make a bullpen acquisition if they want to make a run.
Every year, the teams that are contending, every year we always say they all need to make bullpen acquisitions. Yep. So I think that's normal. The only problem with the White Sox is now the injuries are coming. Yep. I mean, Eloy's out 5 to 6 months. Tim Anderson's hurt now.
By the way, how they handled the Eloy thing.
That was terrible.
Oh, my God. And you know what I love? I love White Sox fans defending it. He's been with that team the entire time, and it meant it. And it's like, Sean Anderson had the best quote. He was like, to do that in a stadium where I think it was last year or 2 years ago, they had a pitcher die.
Yep.
Kind of a little insensitive, White Sox. Read the room.
Not even read the room. He just got hurt. He'll be fine. And he also, it was his own stupidity that he got hurt. I'm sorry. Yeah. Trying to rob a home run like that in spring training,
in a meaningless game.
When you can't field anyways, I mean, it was horrendous. I mean, the White Sox.
When you can't field anyways, I see
what
you
do there. The most exciting thing about the White Sox this week was fucking Billy Hamilton on the base pass. That was the only interesting part, and you remember Mercedes, obviously. But Yeah, I mean, it's not a good look when Adam Eaton's missing fly balls and Luis Roberts missing fly balls and all that, but I think they'll be fine.
I will say, if you want a good follow, go follow Sean Anderson
He's great.
at Sean_W_Anderson. I didn't even know he tweeted this out yesterday, where it's the White Sox bullpen after 4 games, and it's the Reno 911, like, come on, we gotta get the door down, and he goes to like ram it, and the ram goes right through the door.
Oh God!
Oh
so
man,
good.
like
that is a representation of the White Sox bullpen.
But going back to the Angels, like I said, that's why I want to see this series starting tonight against the Astros so badly. Do I think the Astros win tonight? Yeah, I do. They're the hottest team of the two. But if the Angels can give them games, then I can go ahead and look after 4 or 5 games and say, okay, maybe this team is for real. Like, if they get blown out by the Astros, I may start having the question of, did you guys look good against the White Sox, or did the White Sox just look bad?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think the Angels look good again. Like I've said for every team, basically, the back end of their pitching is going to be the big question mark, and the White Sox will be fine. They just need to get healthy.
There was only one series I'll put it this way, didn't watch a single second of, did not care about any inning. Could you think about which one it is?
The Indians?
No, not the Indians. I watched some of that I watched some of that opening day game.
What, the Rays Marlins?
Nope. Watched some of that game too when that was the
series?
game too. Mariners Giants. Had no interest in that series.
Yeah.
None at all.
Mariners kind of look good.
Couldn't tell you what happened in that series because I didn't pay attention to it.
Mariners kind of look good. The most exciting part of that series is when Gonzaga won the semifinal and the fans were chanting and all that. I mean, it is what it is. It's so funny. Like, you'd be like, the Mariners were good. They won 2 out of 3. I'm like, yeah, but somebody has to win 2 out of 3 in that series.
Yeah, somebody
and
has
neither
to.
team is good. Buster Posey was balling early in the season, though.
And now what? Each team, let's see. So Seattle plays the White Sox. Maybe they go 2-1 again. No, they got 3 games. So 2-1 there. And then the Giants, I think, take on the Padres tonight. Yeah. Giants are not winning more than 1 game of that series. I'll just say it now. Yeah. Unless I'm totally off base there. Jake.
No, you're not bad. You're not bad.
One team we didn't mention, Brewers. Good team, boring team from what you just said, or it was like, you know what, they just played the Twins and the Twins looked better opening weekend.
No,
Twins looked good today too.
Third time this podcast, they are who they thought we were. I can't get it right. They are who we thought they were. They were.
We let them off the hook.
The Brewers are average. They'll finish 3rd in that division. That's all I have to say about them.
I'm trying to think, like, Diamondbacks are nothing special. Rockies, yeah, they gave the Dodgers some runs, but they still lost 3 games.
I mean, we can talk about how ridiculous it is. What?
Anything else you think we need to bring up?
I think it's ridiculous that Nick Castellanos got suspended 2 games for yelling "Let's go" and then faced the catcher.
Rant about it. I know you want to.
I mean, we talk about how the NFL is the no fun league. Well, I don't have an acronym, like a definition for it, but the MLB is slowly becoming that.
It's no fun league. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also becoming the no fun league. Goodell and Manfred are just going head to head for the. I mean, if you could get, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I call Adam Silver, Rob Manfred, and Roger Goodell in like a meeting. It would be like the meeting of like the 3 worst world leaders in the entire.
So I'm trying to think here. So for those of you who don't know, I'm going to say it. I'm saying it, Jake.
Okay,
so Jake calls Adam Silver Adolf Silver.
Yeah.
That means Manfred, we got to go more Mussolini. So like Manfred Leany, like something like that.
No, there you go. Rob Mussolini. Just plug in the name.
Robert Mussolini, and then that would make Goodell. Oh, who was the one for the Japanese?
You're dating my history. I'm not good with history.
It's World War II history. So like you just each one. So Robert Goodell is the Japanese dictator. Manfred is Robert Mussolini, and then Adolf Silver.
Hirohito. That's it. That's who it is. So
Robert
Hirohito. I mean, okay, but on the Castellanos part,
JD says General Toto, so we just call him. We call him Robert Toto.
Robert Toto. There we go.
Toto.
I genuinely don't understand how Castellanos gets suspended 2 games for yelling "Let's go," and then Yadier Molina, who grabbed the back of the neck of Castellanos, doesn't get a single suspension,
Yeah.
and now they're citing, well, it's COVID reasons why Castellanos got suspended. I'm like, so then every single player who came off the bench also needs to be suspended. Like.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. Do what the NBA does. The one good thing the NBA does is if you come off the bench during a fight, you get suspended. That is what should happen. That should be implemented in every league. I get the people, we like fights, blah, blah, blah. No, it's done. It's especially right now.
I get right now COVID shouldn't happen.
No, but I get the fights and all that, but just the players on the field. If you come off the bench, you're suspended. Simple. It's just, it is the dumbest thing. I love
the bench is clearing. And then when the bullpen comes in, like, we want to be involved.
The bullpen is the dumbest thing also because they trot out there, and 99% of the time when they get out there, the fight's already over.
And then they got to go right back.
Like, and then you got to go right back out of the bullpen. Like, are you just trying to get cardio? It's like the only time, like, honestly.
It's almost like, oh, shoot, who was it? Who was the closer? I think it was for the Padres, where he would run in full speed and do a slide.
God, I know who you're talking about.
What was his?
It was between Trevor Hoffman and Kirby Yates. It was between Trevor Hoffman and Kirby Yates, and I can't remember who it was. It was whoever the closer was in between that.
I remember the joke would be made of like, yeah, man, he's just been sitting around all game. He knows he's not going to break a sweat out there. He wants to get some cardio in for that game. Make that paycheck worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Ridiculous. I don't. It's ridiculous that people are getting. It's ridiculous that we're really suspending people for yelling "Let's go." I'm sorry if Yadier Molina is soft and got offended by it, but they also purposely hit Castellanos before then to set that up. Yeah. So I mean,
so by the way, that is something I believe should be taken out of the game. What? Throwing at somebody, like when we have these baseballs that, like, depending on where you hit them, you could like seriously hurt someone. I get trying to send a message, but like. You could probably kill someone if you hit them in the head, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like if you hit them hard enough in the head?
The only guys I'm okay with getting hit are the Astros because, I mean, I'm okay with that, honestly. But not during the head.
Now, if they would just turn and throw it at Dusty Baker, that would work too.
I mean, he might die. So I mean,
he would die. That's why you don't want to do that. But I just don't like Dusty
Baker. If you hit him with a good old fastball on the numbers on the back, that's what you do. Give him a little bruise.
I've just never been post Cubs. I've just never been a Dusty Baker guy. I've just never been a Dusty Baker.
I like fan. Dusty, but I like Dusty just because he's a cool dude. But yeah, I mean, let's hopefully the MLB doesn't turn into the no fun league like the NFL. It's slowly turning that way, which sucks. But it's ridiculous.
I mean, we have the same thing about the bat flips. What was that 2 years ago with the bat flips? Like, do you just not want, like, Tim Anderson celebrating a home run? Do you just not want this league to be fun?
Yep.
And not get youths into baseball?
Yeah.
Because it would be like this, Jake. Remember, what was it, last night or 2 nights ago when Joel Embiid humped the court?
Yes.
Imagine if he did that and then either he got fined or the center on the opposite team fucking socked him in the face. Because I guess, like, that's the closest thing basketball has to throwing at a guy. Or, like, he got hard fouled on the next time.
It's just so dumb. Everything, the inconsistencies, the fact that only Castellanos got suspended, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. If you're citing COVID protocols and everybody on the bench who came out needs to also be fined or suspended. I don't care. Yadier Molina needs to be suspended if that's the case. It's ridiculous.
I do love the quote, though, of like, hey, man, I respect the hell out of him. I could fight with him and still ask him to sign a jersey. Like,
it's true. It's the fair point. I don't want to say I hate. I respect Yadier Molina and everything he's done, but Cardinal fans are some of the softest in the entire league, and they get so offended at the most little things.
Don't get me started on Cardinal fans. We will lose Cardinal subscribers if I get going on Cardinal fans.
No, we might get the comments, rookie.
Oh, the thing I hate about Cardinal fans the most, I'm sorry if you're a Cardinal fan, the most prestigious fans in baseball. I'll say the most stuck-up fans in baseball, too. To where it's like, whenever they interview Cardinal fans or look at Cardinal fans, it's almost like if the MLB was the Hunger Games, the Cardinals would be the people, like the rich people living in the center, to where it's like they're the higher ups and nothing can happen to them. And then when something does, woe is me, I'm the victim. Not all fans are the same. Not all fans are the same.
But the majority.
But the majority, I just can't stand Cardinal fans. They're nothing like us Cub fans. You know, we support a team through good, bad, all over the place. Lovable losers.
Well, unless you're
that's
Tim.
what we support. Dude, don't get me started on that either. It has pissed me off. So many Cub fans that have, like, I'm not even talking about Tim. Tim doesn't piss me off. The fans that are like, I am going to literally jump ship over to the White Sox and cheer for them. It's like, no, you don't do. That's the definition of a fair weather fan. Do you not understand that? We got mad at Sox fans for doing that when we won the World Series. You're just going to, I can't.
It's the same thing with as a Sixers fan. I went through a 10-win season, and people are now jumping and joining the Sixers like a year ago, and I'm like, no.
It's also like here in Chicago, the Blackhawks won 3 Stanley Cups, and people then acted like they liked hockey.
Yeah.
Nobody liked hockey here in Chicago. Like, let's be honest, nobody liked hockey, and all of a sudden, people like hockey. Oh man, like I am also an old man in the sense of you pick a team, that's your team until you die.
Yeah, no, I agree. I fully agree with you. It's like me going and rooting for the Mets.
You made the choice to like even if they're a bad team, it's like, well, you made the choice to like this dumbass team who's never going to win a title. It's on you. You fell in love with this team. You're with them till the end in good times and bad times. It's like I married the team, Jake. I married them. I'm married to him for life. Any final thoughts before we just go into rant mode for about an hour?
I am just so happy baseball's back. We're talking baseball. It's amazing. It's glorious. And I can't wait to talk more baseball.
JD just goes, me.
Next question.
Oh, man. But that's going to do it for MVP Sports today. Quick announcements I did not say during the housekeeping is number one. Good thing I did not do a mock draft last week, Jake, because
changed a little bit.
I feel like Zach Wilson's going number 2.
I do think maybe just a little bit. Maybe they're going to.
So that's obviously going to be coming out soon now. 2, because there's no NFL this week, unless the schedule change at some point this week, probably tomorrow. There will be a standalone video about the Sam Darnold trade, so we don't miss out on that. Other than that, everything's the same. Rest of the schedule, college basketball. We got 2 NBA days this week, a baseball day. Should be good, subject to change as always, though. Join the Discord, link down below, !Discord into Twitch chat to join that if you want to support us. Patreon.com/MVPvids. We're always on Twitch, twitch.tv/MVPvids as well. We're on YouTube at MVP Sports. Want to thank you guys for being as great as you always are. We will be back tomorrow talking college basketball /NBA draft. And as always, have a good day, everybody.
Bye. Hope you find your dad.